All right. Hello. Welcome. I'm Deborah from Crafting a Calmer Self. And today we're going to do one of the things I love to do. I love to decorate old containers. I'm a little bit of a hoarder when it comes to glass jars, plastic containers. The best are like the cardboard buckets that you might get from Kentucky Fried Chicken or Quaker oatmeal. Those cardboard paper containers are wonderful for turning into a container for different types of craft supplies. Um, like I said, if you recycle your jars, they're wonderful containers, icing cups, any types of plastic containers. And these are very nice. Um, Saves you a trip to a store to buy something, but they may be a little bit boring. So today I'm going to try something new. I haven't done it before. A lot of you know who've taken classes with me know sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to be working with a plastic container, some glue, and that's right, I have way too many pom-poms. So we're going to make a plastic container decorated with pom-poms. In the past, and I think I'm going to have to do another tutorial on it, I love to work with yarn. You can also do the same thing with yarn I made a yarn container that's filled with yarn. That's how much yarn I have. You can work with cans and contact paper or duct tape, or the other types of decorative tapes are wonderful as well. But today we're going to try pom-poms. Pom-poms. That's right. You're at a dollar store. I don't know why you pick up a bag of pom-poms. I have containers and containers of pom-poms because you never know when you're going to need a pom-pom, right? These are itty bitties because I'm working with a small plastic container. I really do like to work with the cardboard because something about the glue with cardboard and works really well, but we're going to try plastic. So if you have an old yogurt cup, any type of plastic container will work. What I do recommend, the smaller your container, you're going to want to go with the smaller the pom-pom. I think you can work with a larger pom-pom. I don't even think I have a bigger one. You can, and obviously the larger the pom-pom, the easier it is and the faster it is to fill it up. But we're going to work with small because we like a challenge, right? Who doesn't like a challenge? Maybe. I don't know. So let's get started. What do you need again, you ask me? Very simple. If you have an old brush that you don't mind, I wouldn't use like a best, painting quality, expensive brush, something cheap. You can use a sponge brush as well. I like this because it has a little bit more control. I like a little bit smaller, something that you don't mind working with glue. Okay. I like to work with paper plates. Yeah, you could tell Christmas had passed and I have extra plates. I'm going to work with glue. You can work with Elmer's, you can work with school, you can work with, I'm going to try Tacky glue today. Mod Podge might work, but I'm going to work with the Tacky glue. We're going to see how that works. So if you do something else different, let me know. So I'm going to plop, my Tacky glue is getting a little old. That's why I was using it. So we're going to use some glue, and you're going to work with small pom-poms. Okay, these are these little doohickeys over here. So we've got our glue, our container. Go see Cozy Shack. I've never worked with theirs before, and our pom-poms. That is our plan. Our plan. We're going to see if it goes well. So if you have a glue with an applicator like this, you can also do that. I find that sometimes I don't have as much control, but that might work really well for you. I'm going to work with the brush because my glue is really, really thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adding a nice thick layer of glue, and I do recommend something for your table. So we're going to start by putting a nice thick layer of glue. And we're going to work bottom up. And I'm going to work with all different colored pom-poms. And I'm going to work with the really small ones. Okay? So I'm putting glue around. And I might work with different sizes too. Okay? And I'm just kind of laying them. Whoops. These little suckers get all over the place. Okay? And I'm putting them right on. Okay? Whoops. And what I recommend is have it upside down. I think you're going to do better upside down. Lots of glue coming around. And we're going to work on the first row. The first row. Okay? So just finding all, I don't know, I'll even put a little itty bitty one in there. Why not? I don't want them too big. I'm just plopping them on. Whoops, they're getting all over the place. Okay? Just plopping them into the glue. That's why you want a lot of glue. Really cute, nice texture. Okay? I like to work in sections versus just going around the whole corner. I mean, the whole edge all at once. Because you're going to get a lot of glue on yourself. So we're just kind of sticking different pom-poms on. Sorry, my arm. Okay. Somebody had said, hey, Deborah, can you do a weird crafting tutorial? I said, why not? I think pom-poms on a cup is kind of weird. I'm trying not to kind of flip it around too much, which I'm making the mistake. I am. The first layer, we're kind of lifting up a little bit. They're sticking to me wherever I go. Okay. Because we want them, because they're going to fall off pretty easy. And that's why we kind of like the smaller ones. So we're holding our cup upside down. And we're working, it's actually the top of the cup up. But we're working backwards. Okay. So just sticking those as close to the edge. I usually, even when I do these, I usually start with the top down because it's easier to hide. Whoops, get in there. Oh, I have a little weird one there. It's all right. It's easier to hide mistakes like kind of at the bottom, or if you can't get to the bottom, you can hide them a little bit better, especially when you're working with yarn. You can have it run underneath. But this way, I kind of want them to all move and let gravity kind of bring them to the edge of the cup. Okay, so we want to make sure, just check, just tap your little pom-poms. Make sure they're on there. And then we're going to keep on going. So we're going to start on one side, and I don't mind. This dries clearly. So if you're getting a lot of glue dripping in and re-gluing some of the ones on the bottom, don't worry about it. Okay. Different sizes. Ooh, that's a little itty bitty one. Let's get him in there. Oops. Trying to do different colors. Just sticking them in there. Wherever you see the glue, just kind of sticking them on there. It's kind of a cute one. And we're just slowly adding glue with our brush, or if you have the applicator. I think this gives you a little bit more control, a little bit. I don't know. You may disagree with me. Okay. And we're just going to, ooh, these have like little itty bitty guys. Oh, sticking them in there. Try to move the colors around. If you want to do it where it's all just one color, that's totally cool too. I don't have a problem with that. It's whatever speaks to you. Okay? And we just want to keep on adding more and more glue. I think this is also a very clever way to make little gifts, little gift containers for people. You have these, whoops, get out of there, don't belong there. Get you your own spot, my friend. You want to give a cute little clever little gift. Why don't you make your own little container? From time to time, I'm squeezing it just to make sure that they're sticking into the glue. Sometimes they kind of come off. This takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience and practice, but I meant patience, because you're just kind of moving around with your little glue and you're just sticking them on there. I'm just sticking a couple of weird shaped ones, little ones. Trying to spread the colors around so I don't have pink against pink. And every once in a while, I'm just kind of squeezing them in, making sure they get the glue. If you're finding that they're not sticking and you want to take breaks, that's another kind of cool way to work. But see how, so you can kind of make sure they stick. You can re-glue ones, can add more glue, and just work one layer at a time. Okay, I'm trying to find different colors. Ooh. I don't want to repeat too many colors next to each other. Okay, we're just kind of tapping those little bad boys in there, finding little spots for them. Okay, I think we're like 2 layers around. So you're kind of just working row to row as you come up towards the edge. Okay, squeezing once in a while just to make sure that they all got a little bit of glue. For some of you that don't like the sensory of glue, that's another reason why I recommend a brush. Okay, let's put this little guy in there. Okay, so we're coming around. We're moving up to the next layer. One more time. Just adding lots of glue. Don't be shy with the glue. I don't know, years ago I used to always be it's like, oh, I don't want to use all my art supplies or my craft supplies. They used to just sit on a shelf and they used to dry out. I'm like, well, that was not very bright. I should have just used them when they were good. Okay, ooh, that one's a 2-tone. You're just sticking them on as best as you find. And as you notice, if you have like little uneven areas, you can use different sizes. Okay, just plopping those little guys on. Yeah, I just stuck a little itty bitty one. Maybe I found a little spots. Can add them on later. Don't go anywhere, my friend. You want to join your friends. Squeezing. Cute, right? Cute. Okay, we're just adding more glue. We want to add lots of glue. Okay, you can find some of these supplies, as I said, right in your neighborhood dollar store. Okay, if you notice you missed a spot, go in. I'm trying to make sure that I don't repeat too many colors. It gets a little trickier as you move out, as they run away. Oh, I had a couple of repeats. That's okay. You're just kind of adding them in. That's all you're doing. Adding them in and squeezing from time to time. Okay. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Let's see where else. I know. Okay. Where else are we going to need some of our stuff. There we go. We're going to add a little bit more glue. And don't glue your cats or your dogs or your puppies or whatever pets you have, or plants. Don't do that too. Okay, let's see. Oh, I like this guy. He's a nice turquoise that we have in there. Going to add a nice bright red. What are you looking for, my friend? You've been fed. Okay. Okay, just keep going, working around. I find it helps to work around. Okay, just working your way up, squeezing. I keep trying to put this guy in here. So you know what? Let's put you here. You seem to want to join your friends. Okay, adding nice purples, maybe a little white. Okay, just keep adding. From time to time, move it around. Say, hey, this guy, I know, kitten. This guy's missing one. Oh, two of the same color. So we're about more than halfway. More than halfway. And we're just going to keep on adding. What other things would you add? Like, what other things could you add if you didn't have pom-poms? I'm trying to think. If it was holidays, maybe little jingle bells. I don't know. You could change which ones you're gluing on. Maybe they're bigger at the top. They get smaller in size as you move to the bottom. That may be a cool way to do it. Okay, just see. I don't know. It's up to you. You have, here's a nice, let's see, let me put this little guy in there. Here's a nice bigger one. You could do reverse. You could have the bigger ones on the bottom, especially as you start to lose a little bit of patience. You're like, it's taking a long time. Remember, from time to time, move it around, take a look, see what you got. Okay, and we're just going to keep on having our cats yell at us. Okay, and we're going to keep on adding our little pom-poms. And as you start to get to the top, this is always very tricky sometimes because as you move to the top, it gets, or toward the bottom, it gets narrow. So it changes a little bit about your strategy and how you do this. Okay. I always find that when I'm working with yarn, it gets a little trickier. But the pom-poms are their own little, their own little shape. Like if you're working with duct tape or paper, it cones out, and that can be a little tricky. Okay. So we just kind of come in. We keep on adding. Getting to the top. I'm trying to find where I've got some spots that are missing. We're going to go back and we're going to take a little peek and see where we need it. Okay, see? Squishing. Very nice little sensory type of craft. It's very cozy. Is that hygge? When we work on the cozy crafts, I got some little ones. Maybe I'll stick them in. I got them. They need a place. You could do it individually, meaning do one, you can put the glue on the pom-pom, but I think you're going to have a lot of problems with that. I think it works better just laying this glue on and then just kind of keep on adding your little pom-poms. Just keep adding them. See where you need a spot. Okay, there we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. Now for this, whoops, you stay right there, my friend. That's your new home. Okay. We are going to leave a little bit, whoops, towards the top. We're not going to glue it like, especially this is a curved, so we want to be a little careful because then we might not be able to stay put. Okay, so see how I'm working? Now as I get to the top, I want to make sure, and this is nice because this particular one has like a little edge, so that might help me kind of figure out, where, whoops, get over here. I think I'm just, yikes, get in there, my friend. He doesn't want to join his friends. That's okay. Hopefully he's happy there. And we're just kind of now really glopping on some of the glue as we're turning it in, and our pom-poms are running away. And we're just kind of figuring out what needs to be, where is there space. So we're turning around. We're just kind of adding wherever we need. We're getting there to the top. Like you can see, it takes a lot of pom-poms. The smaller the pom-pom, the more pom-poms you're going to need, obviously. So if you're like, Deborah, I like these little minuscule pom-poms, I'd be like, that's awesome. But remember, whoops, you're going to need more of them. Okay, you're going to need a bigger pack. Come back, little Sheba. There we go. It was a movie, right? Oh, I don't think I ever saw it, really. Oh, put two of the same color. It's okay. We're just kind of adding it all around. Now my pom-poms are starting to stick to me. And I'm trying to get close to the bottom. So I might have to kind of reapply a little bit of glue. Now we're getting to the tricky parts. There we go. I'm seeing little spots. Maybe I can add. Okay, I'm just making sure because this will have a lot more. There we go. Whoops. He's got some friends with him. There we go. Put him in there. I like the brush. Okay. Slowly tapping, squeezing. Take a look. We don't really want to see our nutritional information. Let me put a little gray one there. Let me stick a few little itty bitties. Getting close to the end. Getting close. So I'm going to look for pom-poms that are definitely going to fit into those holes. Into those holes. Okay. Maybe I want to put a little itty bitties in there. Okay. Looking for small ones. There's a big one. Push them down. Okay. Just filling in where we have our holes. Now you're going to be like, okay, try not to get as much glue on the bottom of my cup, even though it's the top for this. Okay, trying to smush those down. As I come up, I'm pushing in and then kind of pushing down a little bit so that I can kind of fill in the holes. So you can see where I'm kind of adding a little bit of my glue. It's a little tricky. This is a good time if you have that applicator on your glue, but you don't need it. Okay. Another way is you can put it on the pom-pom directly if you're having a problem. Okay, we need a gentle touch. We're looking to see. So I have some holes here. So I want to make sure I get all those holes in. So I'm going to put a little bit more. As I said, if you have the applicator, right, you could just kind of come in and put in some drop. There you go. Stick it in. The applicator works really, and I don't know, this applicator seems a little floppy to me. Okay, trying to find more small pom-poms. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, I got a hole over here. So I'm going to try to fill that in there. Where else am I going to put my little hole, my little pom-poms to fill those holes? I'm going to get a few more pom-poms. At the bottom, it's always like, even when you're working with yarn, it's like, uh-oh, where are those holes? There we go. Just sticking them in. And I don't mind if the glue drips down onto the pom-poms, my extra pom-poms, because it'll keep them all in there. It'll keep them all in there. And the glue dries clear. You know, these are clear drying glues, right? These are clear drying glues. Okay, try to get as many, trying to stay kind of nice and even or flush with the bottom. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put another pom-pom, another. I'm just kind of making this nice and firm. It's been a while. I want to squeeze it. Now I'm getting a lot more glue on my hands. So I want to be careful because I don't want to pull my pom-poms off. You don't want to pull them off. Get some more pom-poms. Oh my goodness. Where else can we stick them? There we go. Okay, squeezing our pom-poms, adding that little extra glue. This might be a good time for those little itty bitties that I have. Whoa, it's a big one. I'm going to tell him to take a hike for now. I don't think I need him. Okay, I think I'm getting there. Okay. Take one last look and see where they're going. We're going to kind of gently squeeze. Look for those last. See, I have a little hole there. A little hole here. I think I can push that little guy down more. Okay. Let's see. Oh, but I think I got a hole over here. Just take a look, see where you got some holes. Where is it? This guy right here. And I know not everybody loves that feeling of glue on their hands. This is definitely one of those things that you get glue. You know, say, can I use gloves? I don't think so. I think your gloves will get glued on. Where did I put that glue? There we go. Let me stick that there. Don't overthink it. It's okay. Not every section is going to be having a pom-pom on it. Take a moment, lift it up, and kind of run through and see if you have holes along the outside, maybe especially at the rim. Now, this you can do at the end, but what I like to do is I like to kind of put it in my hand when I'm working with my yarn, and I kind of push and I gently turn it. And then that way I can find other little holes. When you're working with yarn, you're kind of pushing it here. When we're working with our pom-poms, I think what we're going to do is we're going to find one of the holes. This is when an applicator type of piece works well, and you're going to push in. You're going to push in. Okay, so see, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you don't have to have every little spot kind of filled. If you have tongs, I think I'm going to need more glue here. Let's get that glue in there. Yeah. See where that is? And I think that was too big of a pom-pom. So we're just going to stick a smaller pom-pom in. Okay. So I like these little kits that have all the different sizes. And we're going to let that kind of dry a little bit. Start to set. It's going to take a while for your pom-poms to set. Okay, really good. You can also get some spray adhesives to keep them all together, but you know, I find usually I'm not rough with my containers. And then as they dry, you have a cute little pom-pom container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test it out first. I'm going to see what it looks like on a flat surface. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to kind of twist to make sure, none of them are kind of hanging too far on the bottom. Going to take a look. Okay, there you are. Okay. And as I said, if you have some more sections up here that you want to fill, now some people might be like, hey, what do I do with the very tippy top? You can add all the way on the tippy top so that you don't have this rim showing. Okay, so what I'm going to show, this works really well if you have an applicator glue, and you're just going to kind of pour. We're going to just kind of squeeze a little bit. If you're using your brush, that's fine. Okay, if you don't want to, that's okay too. But what we're going to do is we're going to take kind of a smaller piece of pom-poms, not too big, and we're just going to kind of push them on and down. That's how we're kind of working with this. And I'm working with a smaller. I think if you skip this step, it's okay, because a lot of these might get, if you're using like certain types of items, they might get, whoops, come back. Okay. You're just kind of sticking them in, you're squeezing, and we're working with a smaller pom-pom, okay? And these you're going to have to really let set. You're going to want a lot of glue. So the applicator or your brush might work really well. As you can see, I'm adding quite a bit of glue, and I'm trying to kind of pinch. I'm pinching those little guys to kind of get onto that glue, And I'm coming along the edge. You can skip that part. You can also take like a piece of yarn if you'd rather run it. But I think just a lot of glue with your pom-poms. Smaller ones work well along the little rim here. And I don't mind what colors. I'm not really picky that way. Okay, I like just kind of okay, just haphazard colors. I'm just kind of making sure I'm adding lots of glue very slowly, very carefully. Lots of glue. I'm working just in small spaces at a time. Okay, so I'm not putting all the glue all at once. As you can see, I'm just kind of going nice around, because if I need to add more glue, I can. Whoops. Some of your pom-poms. This guy, I think, is going to need a bigger pom-pom. Okay, just kind of coming in nice around the rim. And we're just going to add more glue. Uh-oh, we're coming to the end of our glue. It's a lot of glue for these projects. If you're working with yarn on a container, you're working with like paper, you can do paper strips, pictures. You're going to need a lot of glue. Just to warn you, this is not sparingly, cheapy, not using a lot of glue. You're going to be using a lot of glue to kind of keep these all in place. So I'm kind of making sure I'm squeezing those little guys on, and I'm almost done. I've got the last bit. I'm going to put my last bit of glue here. Alrighty, it's coming along. My glue got really thick. Alrighty. Okay, let's put that there. And let's see if I can find the right little pom-poms to fit right. Whoops, one pom-pom. That's a good thing when you're working with a container. Your pom-poms can just jump right in to where they gotta be. They don't got far to go. Whoops, look at that. I didn't even miss it. It's a game. And let's see if I can find one little small pom-pom to get in there. Nice. I'm squeezing. I think I need one more pom-pom. I got a pom-pom over here. I think he's lonely. He's got an open spot. Putting a little open glue there. Okay. And I'm kind of pinching and squeezing down. making sure they all fit. Get your pets. Don't let your cats eat your pom-poms. Okay. And there you go. There is your little pom-pom container. You could use it to store pom-poms. Sewing, supplies, candy, fill it with candy and give it to somebody. But let this dry a good 24 hours before you're handling it. And then you can go back, and if you notice any little pom-poms are loose, go in there. You can also, if you don't have a brush that's small enough, get like a Q-tip or a straw. You can kind of squeeze that in. An applicator is good. You can switch glues to an old-fashioned Elmer's glue. But there is your pom-pom container. And I love to mix them all together. So here's the yarn, here's the pom-pom, totally cute, whatever which way you're working. They're really a cute addition to your crafting center or table, or even just as a gift. So I will see you next time, and have a wonderful day. I hope your day brings you cool adventures, and we'll get together again soon. Bye-bye.